Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, Nephilim, to Xanthus Gaming. We're here today with another Diablo 3 Challenge Rift, this time on NA, and we are looking at a Legacy of Nightmares Wizard. I have good news and I have bad news for you. The good news is the build is actually pretty fun to play. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The bad news is there's one really annoying thing about it. They have the Red Soul Shard Legendary Gem in that you can get from the Darkening of Tristram event. Periodically struggle for control, unleashing a ring of fire that inflicts 13,950% weapon damage to enemies as it passes through them, and then the after gaining a level part isn't really relevant because you're not going to gain a level during this rift. It can be really jarring and annoying to be teleporting around and all of a sudden have like a 1-second stun on yourself where you're losing control and then you blow up with fire. You gotta be really careful with the molten mobs in this rift that you don't stop and stand in their molten for even a second, because if your red soul shard goes off while you're in a molten explosion, it's gonna kill you. So that's the only thing to be cautious of. Otherwise, the build's pretty fun. You just put on your ice armor. I completely ignore the slow time bubble. I don't use it at all. I use my teleport to get around. I right-clicked and I switched the places of my teleport and my black hole. And then you also have to be making sure you get this up to 3 by doing your signature attack 3 times. And then after that, you just have to maintain it before the buff falls off. Do it again. And that will give you a huge damage boost through your cubed power, or no, through your triumvirate, sorry. Gives you a 400% damage boost on your spender, and then you also have a unstable scepter, which also gives 450% on your arcane orb. Basically, you're gonna have arcane orbs hitting like a Mack truck, killing everything on the screen. When you throw out your black hole, your Haunt of Vaxo that's in the cube is gonna proc, and you're gonna have clones of yourself who are also throwing out orbs. It's actually a pretty fun build for a Legacy of Nightmares build. It's fairly well thought out. The only thing I don't like, again, is the Red Soul Shard. They do have a Frostburn on there to get extra damage. You can walk through enemies with the Illusory Boots. You don't have any life per second because of the Death's Bargain. You get aura around you that does damage along with your spinning ice aura. This is really negligible damage. You'll do more damage from range than you will from up close. That said, you will also have a boost to your range damage through Power Hungry, as well as your melee damage through Audacity. So positioning doesn't end up being super important. It's just a pretty fun build. Let's go ahead and have a look at the map and then we'll get on into it. Alrighty, here we go. Cast your armor, get your stacks, and then go. Also, I missed everyone on that, but if you suck up enemies with your black hole, you will get a damage to your spell power. It's like scales with each additional enemy that you put in your black hole. So you can see there it has a number of 3 because I hit 3 guys inside my black hole. The higher the number, the better. It caps out. I can't remember for the life of me what it is off the top of my head. I should have looked before we started. My apologies there. I actually just lost control there. And you can see that could have been really bad because if it happened a second later, I would have lost control while inside of a grotesque who was exploding on me. And there was like 5 of them, so I would have died. So please, Blizzard, redesign that legendary gem. It's stupid. It could be so cool, but instead it's really, really annoying to play with. So I'm just running through. I'm hitting my right click. I'm teleporting, losing control again. Teleporting every so often, making sure I refresh my triumvirate stacks. It actually dropped there because of my red soul shard gem. So make sure to keep an eye on that when you lose control of your body. Because of the gem, you want to make sure you're not dropping your stacks for your triumvirate. We're going to just go right down here. I'm going to cast my black hole and miss everybody because I blew them up. My bad. I got 2 people. Whatever. It's fine. Just basically walk through and destroy everything. It's actually, it's really honestly pretty fun. Conduit pylon. Don't miss that. And it should be a pretty easy rift for you guys. I can't see this one being difficult. Last week's was a little bit annoying, but this week they gave us a much better one. So we'll see what the EU side has to offer, but this week is pretty cake on the NA side, I feel like. Your arcane orb does explode twice at the end of its path, so elites, you always want to make sure catch the explosion part of your arcane orb, but your arcane orb will also just shoot out little ice death to everything else in the path. Between that and your clones that you have randomly going around, lost control. you do a lot of damage, honestly. It's not too bad. There is another elite there. He ran past me. He was jailed for a second. It was a bit of a waste of a teleport, but c'est la vie. No big deal. Oh, don't lose control right now. That would be really bad. And because I'm so worried I'm going to lose control randomly, I don't dare walk in the middle of those to grab the globes, which slows me down a little bit more. It's really a bummer. There it is. But c'est la vie. It is what it is. Not the end of the world. Breathe. Right, there's nothing down there. You don't have to worry about that. You do have some stuff up here. And a little bit further on, down and around the corner, if you haven't already pulled the Rift Guardian by then, there is another set of like 2 or 3 elites. So we just kind of want to get down there as quick as possible. I messed up my teleport. So much for that. I'm just going to walk through these things, honestly. Or I'm just going to die to them because I didn't kill them. Alright, don't do that. Kill these guys, apparently. Alright. Lesson learned. Don't ignore the spear throwers. They ruin your day. Got it. And yeah, pretty easy rift overall. I enjoy the build quite a bit. I would actually have fun playing with this, honestly. With the Legacy of Nightmares buff, maybe? I don't know. I still feel like the buffs to everything else would massively dwarf it, but could be fun. Lost control. And then just against the Rift Guardian, make sure you get your Triumvirate stacks back up. What a jerk. I got juked. Alright, so that's how you do this rift. Hopefully that helps you if you're having trouble with it. It could have been a lot faster. You can see Tuba Pro did it in like half my time. I was spacing out. Honestly, I would be surprised if I'm top 100 this week. Oh, I am. But still, that was really slow. You guys should be able to do it even quicker. Just make sure you're using your teleport pretty much on cooldown and keep your Triumvirate stacks up. Only really worry about refreshing it when it's ready to drop off. I was just rapidly clicking every couple steps. That was a big waste of time. So if you're looking to improve your time, that's ways you could do it. So anyway, hopefully that helps you guys. If it does, make sure you leave a like, favorite, share, subscribe. By the way, thank you for being here and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye YouTube, bye Reddit.